Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining in on the Watchlist by Magenta Trade. Today is 23rd of June, a Thursday afternoon, and we are back with our regular YouTube live program, The Watchlist. At Magenta Trade, we teach you how to grow your portfolio using option trading strategies. We explain in simple terms how you can participate in the world leading companies with a fraction of the amount that you would need as normal investment. In the vast ocean of stock market, there are plenty of opportunities to gain from the movement of share prices every day. However, market is unpredictable, volatile, and sometimes complex to understand. In order to be successful, you need a disciplined, rule-based approach developed over a long period of experience in the market and focused on building a long-term portfolio to protect your hard-earned money. With that introduction, let's have a quick look at our disclosures. But before that, let me share my screen with you so that I can show you the disclosures. Hopefully, you can see my screen. And at Magenta Trade, all our discussions are solely for educational and information purposes. We are not investment advisors, and you should consult a financial advisor before making any investments. Options trading involve exceptional gains, but at the same time, they pose inherent risk. Past results are no guarantee of future gains. For more disclosures, you can visit our website, www.magentatrade.com. A few words about me. I'll not bore you again with all the details, but I've been actively trading for more than 15 years now, and I have turned my personal trading experience and passion into professional coaching. And recently, we have formed this company, Magenta Trade, to share with you my strategies of success in trading using simple terms and techniques. My favorite areas of coaching are trade management and money management. I have experienced immense potential of trading options based on stocks and ETFs, and I help you to understand how they might help you build a steady and reliable retirement income stream. As a coach, I focus on a daily routine, follow simple rule based strategy, use simple tools to enter and exit the trades, and manage your positions in 15-20 minutes every day. Okay, now let's have a quick look at some of the earnings numbers that we earlier published in our social media channels. We'll start with Accenture, one of my favorite companies, which is also in our watch list. Accenture reported third quarter May 2022 earnings of $2.79 per share on revenue of $16.2 billion, whereas the expectation was about $2.84 per share on revenue of $15 billion. Revenue grew 21.8% year on year. That's a fantastic result, I would say. The stock is marginally down. Earlier, it was positive. The company said it expects fiscal 2022 earnings of $10.61 to $10.70 per share on revenue of $63.42 billion to $63.92 billion. The company's previous expectation or guidance was earnings of $10.61 to $10.81 per share on revenue of $62.66 billion to $63.67 billion. So that it is marginally up with the revised guidelines. Okay. Accenture, as you know, is a professional services company, is a consulting company, so to say. The company is engaged in providing management consulting technology and outsourcing services to clients. It has more than 250,000 employees, I guess, or more than that even. Okay, so in terms of results, revenues are $16.2 billion, an increase of 22% in US dollars and 27% in local currency. Operating income increases 23% to $2.6 billion with operating margin of 16.1%, an expansion of 10 basis points. New bookings are $17 billion, the company's second highest ever. Excuse me, a 10% increase in US dollars and 15% in local currency. Earnings per share, $2.79, a 16% increase, including 15 cents or 6% negative impact related to the disposition of a Russia business. Company declares a quarterly cash dividend of 97 cents per share, up 10% from a year ago. In terms of business outlook for fiscal 2022, Accenture raised a full year revenue growth to 25.5% to 26.5% in local currency, continues to expect operating margin of 15.2% and free cash flow of 8 billion to 8.5 billion dollars. Okay. In terms of outsourcing revenue was $7.13 billion, an increase of 19% in US dollars and 23% in local currency compared with the third quarter of fiscal of 2021. Julie Sweet, Accenture's chair and the chief executive officer, said our very strong financial results for the third quarter reflect continued broad-based demand across markets, services, and industries, and the continued recognition of the outstanding talent of 710,000 people. My apologies, earlier I said very less number as per my previous understanding, but it is 710,000 people as of now. We continue to gain a significant market share, and our services have never been more relevant as our clients turn to us as a trusted partner for the solutions they need to accelerate growth and become more resilient and efficient. That was Chief Executive Officer Julie Sweet and Chair as well. Okay, so let's move on to another company. We have in our list is KB Home, KBH. KB Home reported second quarter May 2022 earnings of $2.32 per share on a revenue of $1.7 billion, whereas the expectation was $1.97 per share on a revenue of $1.6 billion. The stock is currently up by more than 7.5%. Revenue grew 19.4% year-on-year basis. The company said it expects fiscal 2022 revenue of $7.3 billion to $7.5 billion. The company's previous guidance was revenue of $7.2 billion to $7.6 billion, and the current expectation was $7.36 billion for the year ending 30th November 2022. KB Home is one of the largest and most recognized home builders in the US and has built over 650,000 quality homes in more than 60 years of its history. Total revenue increased 19% to $1.72 billion. Diluted earnings per share grew 55% to $2.32, and operating income margin improved 410 basis points to 15.4%. Gross margin increased to 25.3%. Net order value up by 4% to $2.12 billion. Ending backlog value up 43% to $6.12 billion. That's amazing. The company's financial services operations generated pre-tax income of $18.7 million, or up 75%. And the company's income tax expense and effective tax rate were $72.2 million and approximately 26% respectively. Okay, moving on to the next one, Darden Restaurant. They also had a very good results, I would say. Darden Restaurants reported fourth quarter May 2022 earnings of $2.24 per share on revenue of $2.6 billion, whereas the expectation was $2.21 per share on revenue of $2.5 billion. Revenue grew 14.2% year-on-year basis. The shares of the stock is currently 0.5% lower than previous close. Darden Restaurants owns and operates dining restaurants. Some of its trade names are Red Lobster, Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Bahama Breeze, Seasons 52, 85, Prime Seafood, Wild Fish Seafood Grill, and Yard House. Okay. Sales from 33 net new restaurants, same restaurant sales Consolidated Garden, 11.7% up. Olive Garden, 6.5% up. Longhorn Steakhouse, 10.6% up. Fine Dining, 34.5% up. And other businesses, 18.5% up. Total sale increased 33.8%. And the Darden president and CEO, Rick Cardenas, have mentioned we had a strong quarter despite experiencing high inflation, and fiscal 2022 was a solid year. Darden's competitive advantages enable our brands to strengthen their business models while our restaurant teams continue to deliver exceptional guest experiences in a challenging operating environment. As we begin our new fiscal year, our focus remains on driving profitable sales, investing in the guest experience, and simplifying operations. Darden's strategy and our strong balance sheet positions us well regardless of the operating environment. Okay. During the quarter, the company repurchased approximately 1.8 million shares of its common stock for a total cost of approximately $237 million. Moving on, let's see what's happening elsewhere in the market. So I'll quickly jump on to the market. And as you can see, S&P 500 is up by 0.5%. So it has been, moving on and around where it started yesterday, and mostly it is up as such in comparison to yesterday's close. But for some time, it was below yesterday's close as well. So I would say it's still a bit undecisive. It is holding on to the level of this low, towards the lower of more than 1 year. I'd say now. 52-week range low was 3636, which went in a few days back, but then today it is marginally up. Dow is currently up, but earlier it fell significantly. Well, not significantly, I would say, but a little bit, you can say. Half a percentage point. It was down, but now it is back up 25 points. And NASDAQ is up by almost a percent point now, 96 points, and it is well above the 11,000 threshold. But as you can see, the 52-week low was 10,565, which was there maybe 5 trading sessions back. So it has recovered since then. And if you see in terms of the Bollinger Band, all of them probably are showing the same pattern. They achieved the bottom, both like all the three, like NASDAQ and S&P 500. They touched the lower band, and then they are now marching towards the center. So that is what we can observe. VIX is up today after a couple of days. I think 3 days it fell. Today it is up by 1.49%, and dollar index is also up by 0.25%. Gold is down by 0.76%. Silver is down by 2% almost, and or more than 2%, and oil is down by 0.25%. In terms of Bitcoin, is up by 2.2%, again back up from above the 20,000 mark, and Ethereum is up by almost 5%, 4.82% as such. Okay, let's see in terms of other stocks. So some of the newsmakers today, probably more towards in terms of the recommendations. WeWork. So WeWork is up by more than 10% today. after Credit Suisse initiated coverage of the office sharing stock with an outperform rating and $11 price target. Currently, it is at $6. The firm said the company is poised to benefit from its first mover advantage. The 52-week high after the IPO was $14.19. Currently, it's $6. Snowflake. Snowflake is again up by almost 10.7% after JP Morgan upgraded them to overweight from neutral and said the company is reaching an inflection point in terms of material free cash flow generation. United Airlines. United Airlines, UAL, is down by 2.9% after company cut 12% flights out of Newark in a bid to reduce delays. United Airlines is trimming 50 flights on a daily basis from from 1st of July. Rite Aid. Rite Aid Corporation, RAD, is up by 17.7% after the company reported better than expected revenue and smaller than expected quarterly loss. So let's have a quick look at some more details about the earnings. Meanwhile, let me just stop my video so that you can see the complete screen. RAD. Rite Aid reported a first quarter May 2022 loss of 60 cents per share on revenue of $6 billion, whereas the expectation was a loss of 70 cents per share on revenue of $5.8 billion. Revenue fell 2.4% compared to the same quarter a year ago. However, the company said it, in terms of fiscal 2023, expectation of a loss of $1.19 to 66 cents per share on revenue of 23.6 billion to $24 billion. Rite Aid Corp operates retail drugstore chains in the US. Let me see if there are some more details. Comparable store non-COVID acute prescriptions increased 11.9%. Revenues of $6.01 billion compared to prior year revenues of $6.16 billion. Net loss per share of $2.03 compared to prior year net loss per share of 24 cents. Okay. Howard Donigan, President and CEO, said, "We continue to make strides on our journey to transform Rite Aid and define the modern pharmacy. In the first quarter, we increased our non-COVID prescriptions, reduced SG&A, built momentum at Elixir, and delivered solid results across the business." Okay. Let's move on to some other news. Revlon is down today. Earlier, it went up significantly in last 4-5 trading days. It rose from $1.08 to yesterday's high was almost $10. That's amazing. $9.89. So 9 times it rose. Wow. And today it is down by 12%. Viva Systems is up by 6.4% after Goldman Sachs. Yeah, Goldman Sachs initiated coverage of the stock with a buy rating. The firm said the company is set up for success thanks to its strong margin and lead in CRM solutions, which Goldman called its competitive moat. Viva Systems, so they are a competitor of Salesforce, I guess. Probably we'll do a comparison in a few days. CRM is also up by 3.3%. Chivi is up by 10.88%. Funko. Funko is up by around 14.4% today after JP Morgan upgraded the stock to overweight from neutral and said the stock has upside even as economic growth slows. Okay, FactSet. FactSet's Research Systems, FDS. Let's have a quick look in their earnings report. FactSet reported third quarter May 22 earnings of $3.76 per share on revenue of $488.8 million, whereas the expectation was $3.23 per share on revenue of $473.1 million. Revenue grew 22.3% on year-on-year basis. So those are some of the highlight numbers. Mostly all traders or investors are a bit skeptical about the market, and they are still in, you can say, a bit of bearish mode. In terms of S&P 500, I would say it is it would probably remain within a range there for the next few weeks, at least, if there is not much positive news from Ukraine or other like China in terms of their supply chain and their exports. So yeah, these are the two important factors: Ukraine war and China logistics. Till the time there is not much clarity or there is a lot of uncertainty in the market, S&P 500 probably would move around these levels between, let's say, somewhere around 4,000 to probably 3,600 levels. So, or maybe 4,200 to 3,600 levels. So that is almost 600 or within that 600 points range, which is pretty high as well because it's almost 15%, almost closer to 18%, I would say. Okay, let's look at some of the individual stocks that are in our watch list. Apple is up by 1.6%. Excuse me. Accenture is down after the results that we discussed. ADI is down by 1.8%. Applied Materials is also down. Akamai Technologies is up by 1.33%. Amazon is up by 2.2%. Arista Networks is up by 1.88%. And Applovin is up by 5.3%. Bank of America is down by 2.68%. Amex is down by 2.29%. And even Berkshire is down today. Citigroup is down by 2.8%. Okay. Let's look at some of the individual stocks as well. Salesforce is up by 3.3%. DocuSign is up by 5.4%. DHI is up by 4.4%. APAM Systems 1% up, and Google is more or less flat. Fortinet is up by 1.7%, and GoodRx is up by 6.5%. MACD is more or less flat. JP Morgan is down by 2%. Nike is up by 2.07%. So that's a live market broadcast. If you like our presentation or videos, you can like our channel, you can subscribe to our channel, and you can also click on the notifications icon so that you can get notified whenever we are going live, or when we are making any new posts in the YouTube. Similarly, you can also follow us on social media pages, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, where we keep yourself updated every day with the latest earning reports of a few companies and in other news items. So saying that, Unity Software is up by 2.3%, and Target is up by 3.6%. Let's have a quick look if we can make any trades for the S&P 500. SPX, and if I look at the option chain for SPX, let's see probably where that would stay, or we'll try to make a trade out of the bearish call options. So let's see. Currently, the stock is, or the index is maybe 4,000 is a limit. Let's see if we can get something 4,000. So we are looking for around 20 odd days, saying, let's say, July 14. Yeah, July 14, 15 would be the correct one. And if we sell something around 4,000, probably 20, and the 16 delta, we can get up to $3. That's interesting. Up to $3 we can get, or you can say $300 with a margin of $1,700, which is pretty good. Let's see whether that gets filled in or not. In terms of individual shares, probably I would stay away for some time, for a few days, until we get more clarity in terms of S&P 500. In terms of other news, there were some announcements. Let me find out the economic announcements. So let's see what's in store. There were some numbers published earlier yesterday. Okay, S&P Global Composite PMI is currently 51.2, down from 53.6. S&P Global Manufacturing PMI is down from previously 57 to currently 52.4, whereas the expectation was it would be around 56. So that is a significant fall there, and probably we'll see some effect of that later today. It's another still 1 hour, either later in just 1 hour or maybe tomorrow. We'll see the probably more impact on these PMI um, indicators. Services PMI down from 53.4 to currently 51.6. So those are the important things. In terms of jobless claims, it's still they're still quite low. Continuing jobless claims. Previously, it was 1310,000. Currently, it's 1315,000. Um, Initial jobless claims down from 231K to 229K. So it is more or less, definitely it is important, but we'll keep watching in which direction these news probably influence. Yeah, in terms of trade, probably I'll just stick to the S&P 500 trade, SPX trade, other trading styles. Maybe we can have a look again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so probably we'll get some direction over there. Saying that, it's almost time. Thanks a lot for joining in today. Keep following us in Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and also keep us watching in YouTube. Thanks a lot for joining in today's Watchlist program. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Thanks a lot.